If you can find within yourself the part of you that wants to constantly give something more than yourself, if you can find a mission larger than yourself, then you're more pulled to do something than trying to push yourself.
It was awesome. Yeah, what I wanted to do, and it's a lot of fun.
Was it tougher? Was it what you expected? Was it easier for you?
It was what I expected. It's hard. It's fun. There's no doubt it's a challenge. It finds your weaknesses. The initial training that you go through, the screening process, it finds out what your weaknesses are. And a lot of really kind of squared away people don't make it. A guy that was an NCAA water polo player, captain of a team, and I had another guy that was a Olympic alternate gymnast, and they were both in my training class, and both of them quit. So those guys were infinitely better athletes than I was, but apparently they didn't want to be there as bad as I did. If I could solve that riddle of who's going to make it, I'd be in a totally different world, because they try to solve that riddle. They try and figure out who's going to make it, and you just don't know. Because, you know, I talk about these really good athletes and really smart guys that quit, but there's also guys that were not good athletes at all, worse athletes than me, and they'd make it through. It's really hard to predict. I was like an average athlete, maybe slightly below average athlete. I wasn't that into school. I didn't get great grades. I was kind of a rebel. You know, I was a pretty rebellious kid. I liked hardcore music and heavy metal music, and that's what I was into.
Get serious. Life is serious. We call it life or death. Somebody asked me one time if I had a good description of life. I said, yes, I think I've got a good one. Life is the struggle to keep death at a respectable distance. Right? Death seems to want to move in prematurely. If you want to live a good, long, flourishing life, you got to push back. Can't just give in. You got to push back.
Most people are so afraid to fail that they come up with this whole story that it's worse than it is. And of course, when you make it worse than it is, it overwhelms you, and now you won't begin. I've tried, what will people say? I've tried everything. If you tried everything, you'd have what you want. There's always two pains in life. There's the pain of discipline, or there's the pain of regret. And discipline weighs ounces, as my friend Jim Rohn taught me. Regret weighs tons. You don't have regret.
Have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. One of the central principles of my life is that no one knows enough to be a pessimist about anything. And that each and every one of us, when we close our mind to what is possible for us or what is possible for humanity, closes off the genius that resides and lives in each and every one of us. Having an open mind doesn't necessarily mean finding fault with all of the things that you've been taught by others. It means opening yourself up to the potentiality and the possibility that anything and everything is possible.
How do I help people to break through? The question is, what are you breaking through to? In essence, all of us at some level to feel alive have to always feel like we're growing. When people ask me, what does it take to be happy? I always tell them one word: progress. Progress equals happiness.